As Alex just mentioned, today is a big day in the history of CBS 42.
Yeah, we're celebrating a diamond jubilee, or as some like to call it, the start of the golden years, if you will. And this day, 60 years ago, this television station went on the air. What is now WIAT began as WBMG, the city of Birmingham's third commercial station. To mark the birthday, I took a trip down memory lane with Birmingham historian Tim Hollis.
The Best in View 42, WBMG Television, Birmingham.
We're going to take a little history trip here, joined by Tim Hollis. Nobody knows pop culture history, certainly focused on Birmingham, Alabama, quite like Tim. Coming up, the 60th birthday here at CBS 42. First of all, Tim, good to see you. Thanks.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Well, see, one reason that I'm such an expert on history is because I've lived through so much of it.
I think you and I are pretty close to the same age, so I get it. So October 17th, 1965, an interesting time in Birmingham. That's when the station went on the air. Historically, that's an interesting time to debut a station, wasn't it?
Well, if things had gone the way people thought they would, the station would have been on the air a lot earlier than that. Channel 42 was actually assigned back in the 50s, in the early 50s, to Birmingham's legendary radio station, WSGN.
Right.
And WSGN TV never got on the air. And when 42 finally did make it in 1965, most of the on-air talent were WSGN radio personalities. Bill Boland, Neil Miller, they were all WSGN disc jockeys.
Yeah. Speaking of Neil Miller, interesting that on November 1st, 1965, the Sergeant Jack show aired. Grew quite a cult following. We got some of the characters from the show. That's our buddies we got up here.
This is Wilbur the groundhog and Oscar the monkey, and they began on the Sergeant Jack show in 1970.
Okay.
I believe.
So what was it that made this show special?
Well, it was the survivor of all of the Birmingham local children's TV programs. When Sergeant Jack began, there were still several of them. Cousin Cliff was still on the air, Bozo the Clown, Birthday Party, but Sergeant Jack outlasted all of them.
Yeah. And tell us about Sergeant Jack. Who was Neil Miller?
Sergeant Jack was Neil Miller. Once again, he was a former disc jockey. He was 6 feet 7 inches tall, so he was a very good representative of a policeman, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
When the show began, of course, they were able to build it from the ground up since it was a brand new station.
It was the year Channel 42 went on the air, the very same year.
And you lasted how long?
Till last year.
Till last year?
Yeah. 18 years.
Neil Miller was a wonderful fella, had a great personality. He was a terrific singer. And as Sergeant Jack, as long as he had characters like these, and the puppeteer who came after this was Ted Lowry, who had a whole crew of characters, Sergeant Jack really was just their straight man.
Right, yeah, let them do all the entertaining. So Ani tells me she, as a child, came on the show. You did as well,
was on there,
so that was a part of the shtick that the local kids would come on the show?
Oh, yeah. That was one of the things that all the kids shows had in common, was mostly kids having their birthdays.
Blast from the past. That's what you are, Tim. Hey, thanks for talking to us about the Sergeant Jack show and the beginnings of Channel 42, and thanks for keeping all these memories alive.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
You betcha. Thanks, Tim. Such a cool visit with him. You remember that show? It took place right here, right? It's in the studio.
Isn't that weird as a child? Yes. My mom brought me to this show. You know, the kids shows, those were our local heroes, you know, back in the day. And Sergeant Jack, you know, many of us thought, oh, he's a member of law enforcement, you know. Such good memories of those children's shows here in Birmingham. I also worked with his son in radio, so the family, just a sweet family.
Yeah, and that show lasted for a good little while. So I appreciate Tim spending some time with us, and again, happy birthday to everybody who's been associated with this station for 60 years.
It's a long time, and if you want to go to our website, cbs42.com, or our mobile app, you can see more on our birthday and a flashback to the big names you will recognize now that started humbly at Channel 42 back in the day. Just a fun history.
And you did a neat story we ran earlier. Be sure to go check that out.
Yeah, check that out.
That's well. All right.